Good. Let me show you something before we go further. This one is from Wikipedia. Look at several kind of palm. This topic is palm. Okay, it looks like that. See the picture? And so that's a palm. We have this kind of palm, low palm. Low palm is positive displacement. Okay, we push liquid forward. We have another one, sliding vane. You see this keep rotating and it's eccentric, right? So we move the fluid around the curve and put it out. The vane can go in and go out to make the seal. Okay, this is a sliding vane. And you have another kind of palm. You move it, water come up, just that. And you have gear palm. Gear palm, liquid go around it. Gear palm is centrifugal or PD? PD, right? Positive displacement. Okay. Screw palm, same as screw compressor. Okay, we push the volume of liquid forward. Okay, mechanically. We don't change from energy, one energy to another energy. So screw palm. Generally, is this PD or centrifugal? Okay. So that is progressive gravity palm, PD. And another kind of low palm. What about this? Peristaltic palm. We have something to press against a tube. So we squeeze the tube and make liquid move forward. So that is PD, right? So we kind of squeeze the tube and make liquid move forward. That's PD. Palm, velocity palm, okay. So now you have some idea about PD, right? Let's go back. Head required by the system increase as Q increase. So what does it say to you? More friction, pressure loss. Look at this one. Head required by the system, if we have flow rate go up, when we pump from tank A to tank B, we have pump curve is this one. You see, that is pump curve, right? And this cross line, that is system curve. System curve is not pump. Okay? System curve is kind of pressure drop in a pipe. So if we have a low flow rate, let's say we have no flow rate, then we don't have any pressure drop. Level is the same level, right? So there's no elevation, pressure loss or anything. We have just frictional pressure loss. If we pump faster, more flow rate, then we have more friction. Make sense? So when we pump more and more, faster and faster and faster, frictional pressure loss go up. Okay, that is system curve. What about the pump curve? If I operate at middle RPM, N2 RPM equal N2, I get that line. So that line means if I have less head pressure, head pressure, then I spin the same rate, but I have less restriction. Then I flow faster. So that is the meaning of that pump curve, right? Less head or less restriction. Less restriction, we spin at the same rate, then we flow faster. When you have both curves, the cross point is the operating point. Okay? The cross point is the operating point. So what you can do is, we have just a system curve, that line. So that line, we can generate it by number one, you did this already, right? Find if it is single phase liquid flow. Step one. Who want to help me? Shane, you want to help me? What is step one to calculate pressure drop for single phase liquid flow?
Not sure.
Okay, next to you. What's your name, sir?
Jaden.
Jaden. Would you like to help me? What is step one?
Or pressure drop in pipe.
Pressure drop in a pipe for single phase flow.
Reynolds number.
Get Reynolds number. Step two, Jaden.
Pipe roughness.
Okay, step three, Jaden.
Elevation change.
No, let's say no elevation change.
Weight.
Did we get friction factor from somewhere? Use the chart, get friction factor, right? After that, you use some kind of formula. 2F rho V square over D equal to dc. So something. So did you, Jaden, when did you study that?
Fluids.
Fluid mechanics. Which year? First, second, freshman?
Yeah, something like that.
Long time ago. Okay. Alright. So basically, you get Reynolds number. From Reynolds number, get friction factor. From friction factor, use 2F rho V square over D, then get minus dP dz, or frictional pressure loss per unit length. You know the length, then you get pressure loss. So that gave you system curve. So it tells you, if we have that much flow rate, that is a pressure drop. Then for the pump side, you know, if we have that much head or that much restriction in the pipe, that is the flow rate that the pump can deliver. Wherever they cross, that is the operating point. So this tells you, if we turn on the pump at the speed of N2, if we turn on the pump at the speed of N2, we will get the flow rate of Q2. We don't get the flow rate of Q1 or Q3. If we turn on the pump at the speed of N2, we get that flow rate because of the restriction in the pipe is just that much. Okay. So let's say we have the pump and it pumps very well. It is a centrifugal pump. You somehow decide to make it pump longer. Instead of half a mile, let's make it do 1 mile. What do you expect, Jaden? Do you think flow rate will go up or down?
Which one?
So instead of flow at half mile, we want it to flow at 1 mile. We have the same RPM. What will happen to flow rate?
Go down.
Go down, right? So you will be able to know how much will it go down if you have a pump curve. Let's test shall we? Are you ready? If you have a pump curve, or maybe later. Okay. So if you have pump curve, system curve, the cross point, then you get the operating point. Okay. Now there's something else to look at. Head or capacity curve, H versus Q. You already have that, right? The line above, curve A. Okay, that is head versus capacity. The next one is the total differential head, feet of pump liquid. That's my total head. That H is that value. HD, total discharge head at the pump discharge. What is pump discharge? Pump discharge is the outlet of the pump, right? So the pump has inlet and outlet. At the outlet, we call that the discharge. So that's a head pressure at the discharge. That's HD. HS is suction head. So pressure at the inlet. Okay. Q flow rate that we have, and we have that total differential is delta H. That H equal to HD minus HS. So pump will increase the head pressure. It doesn't like to pull, but it's good at pushing it. You know that, right? So we will show that on NPSH curve. Curve percent B, something I think is next one. We have brake horsepower curve, curve C. Let me explain more about pump. Don't like to pull. So if I have a tank, okay, I have tank, I have liquid in the tank. I want to pump it. I put my pump over here. I turn on the pump. It pumps everything out. So it's good, right? If I have the same tank, okay, I have my pump over here. This is my pump. And I dip some line into it and hope that it will pump out. Jaden, or maybe behind you, Isaac, we will pump. Are you studying? Are you looking at me? Oh, okay, very good, very good, very good. So, if I have the suction side put in the top part of the tank, this is suction side. I put it on the top part of the tank. Will it do anything? No, it's not prime. Isaac? Will it pump?
When you put it out, it's off.
Yeah. We try to suck it. Put the inlet line from the top. So first case, I put it from the bottom. So pump connect to the bottom part of the tank. And it worked very well. Instead of that, I try to suck liquid from the top of the tank, use a pump. Then that is a centrifugal pump. Will it be fine?
No.
Why not?
Because we're going to be able to get everything out.
Pardon me? Why should it not work?
Because you will be able to extract more from the
Okay. You don't want to do this because initially your pump will have air in it, right? When you turn it on, have you ever turned on the fan? You turn on the fan, it just spins. Nothing happened, really. You just spin it and nothing happened. And if you spin it for a while, it will wear and you break the pump. You don't want to run the pump dry. You can for liquid. If it is PD pump, positive displacement is even worse. So you have metal contact, right? For the vein pump. You need some lubrication, you don't want to run dry. Pump cannot suck it from the top. Okay? It doesn't work that way. It is not good at suck fluid, but it's good at pumping it. So we have to help it to deliver fluid to the pump. Lift the tank a little bit up, and then liquid can go down naturally due to gravity and go to the pump. Okay? And sometimes, even though your pump is at the bottom, when you turn it on, nothing happens. That kind of thing happens too, you know that? That's because you have air inside the pump. Okay? If you have air inside the pump, it's air lock. So you buy a self-priming pump. So self-priming pump will allow it to work, but it's more expensive. Have you seen the video about self-priming, Isaac? What does self-priming mean to you? It doesn't mean anything.
It promises itself.
It's priming itself, yes, I like the answer. It primes itself. So that's a self-priming. You have, okay. Maybe let's do a little bit of the second part. The second part has less calculation. Self-priming, centrifugal pump, gear pump. Okay. Let's see self-priming pump. So we have the pump. That's as loud as I have.
particular pump consists of a very long 11.5 A3 E1.5 single phase driven by a liters of rock. It is the exact same 11.5 A3 that we build on a regular basis here at Northern Rock, with one small exception. We have taken this
You cannot really hear anything, right? So basically, there's a pump and it is liquid full. And now we try to pump it. Pumping means it starts by itself.
Is the volume on the video all the
For
way
those of
up?
us that are familiar with self-priming centrifugal pumps, we know that we must first fill the volute with water. We can now start the pump. Oh, what actually occurs inside of the pump during priming. After we fill the volute casing with water and we energize the pump, the impeller turns in a counterclockwise rotation. The initial prime of the pump is slung through the volute scroll or the ever-increasing water channel into a pressure cavity or a discharge chamber inside the volute. Inside this discharge chamber, the air and water separate. The heavy water falls back down through a recirculation port, and the air then is evacuated through an open-ended line or through an air release device. All the while that we recirculate the water inside the casing and remove the air from the top, we create a low pressure at the eye of this impeller. Due to differential in pressure, atmospheric pressure that we live around every day is higher than the lower pressure created at the eye of this impeller. Due to that differential in pressure, atmospheric pressure outside begins to force liquid up the suction pipe. As liquid moves up the suction pipe, it pushes all the air ahead of it into the volute casing where it is handled through the recirculation process. Again, the air is handled off the top and the heavy water recirculates back down into the volute scroll area. I'll close this valve right now and create a suction line capable of pulling a vacuum. Ahead of it moves the air, pushes it into, handles it through the recirculation process, and once the water arrives, the pump then goes to complete operation.
For more information,
So for the self-priming pump, you cannot start dry. It has to have some liquid inside to begin with, right? If you don't have any liquid to begin with, you cannot create vacuum. So self-priming means you can, initially you have some liquid inside, you turn on the pump acts as a separator. It pushes some air out, and that liquid also go up and come back, and you create a vacuum. Because of that vacuum, then we can suck liquid up to the pump and then pump everything out. So that is self-priming. If it is not self-priming, you turn on the pump, the impeller moves, nothing happens. Okay? It just keeps moving. It doesn't suck anything in. It doesn't create vacuum on the inlet side, on the suction side. The name is suction, but it doesn't suck anything. You know that, right? Okay. Next one. Let's go over vent pump. You have water come in, go to the vent, and it push liquid out. Okay, and that's how liquid travel around the pump. Okay, that's a vent pump. So said it's self-priming, have low shear or something, then you have seen vent pump. Okay, next to you, Tyler, next to Jane Lee. Are you Tyler? Vent pump, is that a PD pump? Or it's not PD? Centrifugal or PD? Okay, yeah, very good. So next one, before we go to calculator, maybe it may make more sense if you have seen it first. Diaphragm pump. So diaphragm pump good at handle some kind of trash, not trash, but some liquid. Okay.
Are linked by a single shaft, allowing them to move in 6 millimeter, 3-inch advanced aluminum pump. The liquid chambers are alternately filled and emptied by fluid that is drawn through a common inlet and discharged through a single outlet. The diaphragms in each chamber are linked by a single shaft, allowing them to move in unison. The air valve directs pressurized air to the back of diaphragm A. This begins chamber B's suction stroke, which starts as diaphragm B is moved toward the center of the pump, thereby creating a vacuum in chamber B. Atmospheric pressure then forces fluid into chamber B past the inlet ball valve. When the pressurized diaphragm A reaches the limit of its discharge stroke, the air valve redirects pressurized air to the back of diaphragm B. This begins the discharge stroke of chamber B. The hydraulic forces developed inside of chamber B force the inlet ball onto its seat and the discharge ball off its seat. This condition allows fluid to flow through the pump discharge. The same process occurs in the opposite chamber, constituting one full cycle. The pump will continue to run until inlet air supply is interrupted or discharge pressure rises to equal that of the air inlet pressure.
Good. So inlet is used to move the open and close the valve, right? Inlet is the air pressure that they talk about is this part. So when air come in, dark green is compressed air. Okay. So compressed air come in, it moves the diaphragm left, right, left, right. That's a function of the compressed air. Okay. So you can use compressed air to move the diaphragm by move the valve. So when you move the valve, compressed air push one side of the diaphragm, push another side of the diaphragm. So this makes one stroke. Then you have some kind of double acting, right? Whether you push that way or another way, you pump anyway. So the good thing with this diaphragm pump is it has a gap.
Or B's suction.
You see the gap. So this is ball valve to seal. So if we have any solid particle, it can go through this. Okay. If you use vent pump has metal contact, right? If there is any solid in, then that's not good. So this one can handle a solid better for diaphragm pump. So this diaphragm is PD type. Positive displacement directly move the volume of liquid forward. Okay. Let's take a look more. ESP pump, multi-stage, centrifugal. Have you seen ESP? Probably you have seen it already. Just put many centrifugal pumps together. Have you seen this? Not that clear. So let's go pound. That's centrifugal pump, right? Put centrifugal pump in series. Then become submersible pump. Let's show. Okay. Rotary lobe. Okay. Rotary lobe. So we have pump come in, fluid go around. It doesn't go through in the center. Okay, it's go around. So this thing have a moving part, but it is not centrifugal pump. It's PD. Okay, positive displacement. You have lobe compressor too. You remember that lobe compressor have some kind of lobe spinning inside and push gas out. So that's a lobe type. So sometimes you have more.
So if dogs had thumbs, would they turn on the faucet instead of drinking out of the toilet bowl?
Scrubbing Bubbles toilet gel freshens and cleans with every fresh. Spend less time cleaning and more time thinking about the important things.
S.C. Johnson.
Series L is a rotary lobe pump for general applications. Available in an optimized.
Okay,
All
this
maintenance
is the part
costs.
I'm going to do that.
The Series L features table.
Sometimes you have like this kind of lobe. Okay, sometimes it's just two of them, like that. This is just two of them.
IT.
Okay, and it works the same way. Just push the fluid around. Okay, I have about 5 more minutes before the quiz. Let's see centrifugal pump. The quiz is not about the pump, okay? But quiz, you will be able to do it. It's just 5 questions, very easy. -2 if you did it wrong.
Centrifugal pumps are the most preferred pumping devices in the hydraulic world. In this video, we will have a conceptual overview of working of centrifugal pumps. At the heart of the system lies the impeller. It has got a series of curved vanes fitted inside shroud plates. The impeller is always immersed in water. When the impeller is made to rotate, it makes the fluid surrounding it also rotate. This imparts centrifugal force to water particles, and the water moves radially out. Since rotational mechanical energy is transferred to the fluid, at discharge side of the impeller, both pressure and kinetic energy of water will rise. At suction side, water is getting displaced, so a negative pressure will be induced at I. Such low pressure helps in sucking fresh water stream into the system again, and this process continues. This is the reason why priming is important for centrifugal pumps. If no water is present initially,
Don't do it yet, okay? Put it face down. Where possible, you separate from the student next to you. Okay? You can write the name at the back and can also watch the video.
the negative pressure developed by rotating air at eye of impeller will be negligibly small to suck fresh stream of water. Impeller is fitted inside a casing. So the water moving out will be collected inside it and will move in the same direction of rotation of impeller to the discharge nozzle. Here you can note one specialty of casing. It has got increasing area along the flow direction. Such increasing area will help in accommodating newly added water stream and will also help in reducing exit flow velocity. Reduction in flow velocity will result in increase in static pressure, which is required to overcome resistance of pumping system.
You get that? So this part, the size getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So velocity go down. When velocity go down, pressure go up. That's what it is. Okay. So I hope you can tell which one is centrifugal pump, which one is PD pump. Okay. And I hope you can retain this information until after the spring break. Right? You can do that, right? Okay. So don't look at the quiz yet. I print 63 copies, so one will be for me. And you will start together with other people, okay? Who haven't got it yet? Raise your hand, please. Everyone get it? One more. Do you think you can start at, okay, write your name down. Let's start at 12:15. Okay, when it is 12:15, you start. Okay, go ahead. Michael McNamara. Jacob Marquez. O'Neill Opa. Oh, okay. Victor didn't sign your name. Who else haven't signed your name? After you finish, see you after the spring break. Notice that